Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Stay. This is Coloring Bliss, and today I have a quick color tip for you. I'm going to help you find the highlights and shadows in your artwork. So maybe you're coloring with color pencils a cute little piece of art like this, and you're not sure, where does the highlight go? Where does the shadow go on his little face? How do you make that decision? Well, I'm going to give you a quick tip to get you started with this technique in your own coloring. Now, before I get started though, I wanted to mention that this adorable little guy is available for a limited time download. Follow the link in the video description and you can celebrate autumn and Thanksgiving with this cute little adorable guy right here. Now we also have a couple other new coloring pages available that are for the theme of Thanksgiving. Look how adorable these are right here, and these are part of our paid membership over at Coloring Bliss. It's just $5 a month and you get access to hundreds of coloring pages that look just like this and in different themes and different holidays. Some are mandalas, some are full of detail, and some are much simpler. So many to choose from over at Coloring Bliss. But let's take a look at our little guy here. I think he's a chipmunk. I would say he's a chipmunk. I drew him back in 2016, and we need to decide where we're going to put highlights and shadows on his little face so he comes alive, looks more three-dimensional. And I have an entire workshop that I'm going to tell you about here in a minute that will help you with this kind of decision. But this is my quick tip for you. Grab a ruler. You can grab any kind of ruler that you've got handy. My favorite rulers for this type of trick is this kind right here. This is by Westcott, W-E-S-T-C-O-T, and I'm going to put a link to this ruler right here in the video description. It's what I think it's like $5 or somewhere close to that. It's a really affordable little guy. In fact, I've bought so many of them, and sometimes I cut them in half so they're small enough to fit into my pencil case. That's a really good trick to do, and because they're such a nice plastic, they're easy to cut. Okay, so for this trick, the first thing you want to do is look for any hints on the illustration that might tell you where your light source is coming from. Sometimes it'll be a catch light in the eye, or like for instance, let me show you on this illustration here. There's some marks right here where it makes sense to have a highlight. There's a highlight here on the apple. So you can look for little hints like that in your illustration. This guy right here, the only hint I see for him is maybe a little shading right here above his fluffy cheeks, but that doesn't really tell us much other than that's a great place to put a shadow. So I'm going to tell you on this one, I would pick a top right light source. That is my favorite light source. It feels very natural to me. Do you have a light source that feels natural to you? Maybe it's top left, maybe it's directly above. Look around in your illustration for those hints. Sometimes there's a candle or a sunshine. Those are obvious light sources that you can work from. Now what you're going to do is grab your clear ruler, and this is why I love having a clear ruler for this project or this tip. So if I have a light source right up here, I'm going to lay the ruler across my page according to that light source. So here up on the top right would be my light source, and light would come streaming down like this. You can rotate your ruler to see where the light would strike all the illustration depending on where they are at in this coloring page. Very simple, and now it tells you right away, if you follow this down, we're going to have a nice bright highlight on the tip of this ear right here. We're going to have a highlight right here across from on his face so that the light comes down. There'll be a catch light, a nice bright white spot here on his eyes. That's a really quick and easy way. So you just follow the lines down, and when it intersects with an object in the illustration, that's your highlight. Now where does the shadow go? That's really simple as well too. It's simply directly across from the highlight. So you can do the opposite thing with your ruler. If if your light is here, then shadows are going to come directly across from your light source. Lay your ruler across your illustration and do the same thing, only backwards. So you're going to follow this up, and you'll see that the fluff on his cheek right here would have a shadow on it to give it a feel of it turning down. You come up here, right here next to his eye would be another shadow. And like I said, the catch highlight would be there, so the shadow is across from it. So that's a couple ideas to help you find your highlights and shadows. Now, if you're still confused and you want some more lighting ideas, I recommend you come over to Coloring Bliss, where we have lots of workshops that you can follow and learn from. And the one I'm specifically wanting to show you is called the Lighting Fast Track. It's a 4-part workshop series where I teach you how to color this little cup and donut each lesson. And we get a little bit more complicated with the highlights and the shadows. We try different light sources. We try using different colors and different color theory until in the very 4th lesson there you can see how much improved our little cup and donut have become using the lighting. We have lighting tools in that workshop that you can download. It's a great place to begin if you are confused about light source. So I highly recommend it. Hopefully this quick coloring tip was helpful to you. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, colorful, blissful day. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody in the US.